if you can hear me over the sound of the fan, hopefully. I'd like to talk a little bit about that Command D, that Command Duplicate tool. So let's see. I'll make a star. By the way, if you put your finger on the Option key as you're drawing your star, you notice you can kind of make it go a little bloated or make a little not bloated. And if you have your star tool, let me just show you this. If you have the star tool and put your finger on the Option key and click, instead of just drawing the tool, you put your finger on the Option key and click, you can come in here and edit the star. You can make it a many pointed star, you can make it a less pointed star. You can get very granular with your stars if you want to. Just realized I didn't show you that in class, apologies. So here's my star. I've got my non-printing guide, and I'd like to make a whole circle of stars around the hub. So we'll use this in conjunction with the rotate tool. I'm going to put my tool on the crosshair, finger on the Option key. Let's do it at 30 degrees and hit copy. And now I'd like a whole plethora of stars at 30 degrees and copy. Blah, 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 blah. And I guess I kind of guesstimated the math okay. If I hadn't, there'd be a gap here. But it's that Command D is just, hey computer, do the last thing I did. And in this case, the last thing I did was that I rotated it and I copied it. And so that's all it's doing. So just to be clear about this, if I didn't use one of the transformational tools, if for example I just pulled, I've got my finger on the Shift key for a nice straight up and down, I've got my other finger on the Option key for a duplication, and I say that's good, and then I'm going to do it again, Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D. Now we're going to look at the Align tool next week, and so we'll talk a little bit more about making things line up, getting things very precise on the page. But for now, I'm going to grab all of these now. Notice how when I get my selection tool and I marquee a box, everybody's inside the box. Everything I touch inside the box is selected. And I'm going to grab the whole thing, one finger on the Shift key, one finger on the Option key, and then I can do Command D, Command D. Okay? And in less time than it takes to talk about it, I have a grid. Lots of other ways to make grids, but using this duplication tool is not a bad way. So if I make a line, I'll take away the fill because I don't need the fill. One finger on the Shift key, one finger on the Option key. Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D, all the way down the page. And then I've got all of these lines. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to take the direct selection tool. Notice that I'm only, when I marqueed that box, all I got were these anchor points. These anchor points are not selected. So just for the fun of it, whoa. You can do a lot of work with repetitive patterns and backgrounds this way. All right, so Command D. When you do something and you want the computer to mimic what you've done, it's the Command duplication.